FM, the Catholic radio station for all. Thank you so much, my dear listener, for staying tuned to Radio Mini 88.3 FM, the Catholic radio station. 19 minutes past 9 o'clock. My name is Bramwel Opiyo. Right, as I told you, in the final hour being a Wednesday, Live by Design is here with Grace. And last time, my dear listener, on Live by Design, Grace helped us understand why so many New Year's resolutions fail. Not because we lack discipline or motivation, but because our nervous systems are dysregulated and stuck in survival mode. And when your body doesn't feel safe, consistency becomes very impossible. So today, my dear listener, Grace takes it a step further, all right? She will walk us through practical everyday actions that we can use to help our nervous system feel safe. So our goals stop feeling overwhelming and start feeling achievable. A very good morning to you, Grace.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am doing very well.
Yes.
Thank God. And I am excited to be here this morning.
I'm also excited. You know, when you are here, sasa naweza sema nimeanza wiki.
Wiki.
Yes. Wiki inaanza Wednesday.
Yes, I am wonderfully blessed. Na nimefurahi kukuja hapa leo.
All right.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
So for those who are tuning in for the very first time, Grace, kindly introduce yourself with what you do before we dive into the conversation ahead.
All right. Our listeners, my name is Grace Kariuki, and by profession, I'm a marriage and family therapist. I'm also a trained mental health therapist. I work with individuals to help you do what I call live by design. Understand yourself, know your fears, know your strengths, and all of that to see how you can be able to optimize your abilities, but also your feelings of worth and your feelings of competence. Worth and competence, very important. For couples, I do quite a bit of helping you understand what you need to do to build a healthy relationship. Falling in love is one thing, staying in love is the work. And it's not as hard as we think. It is something that we can be able to do that. And then for families, I do offer opportunities for family members, parents and their children to understand how to know each other and how to hold each other accountable, how to enjoy each other without focusing too much on the negative, but to be able to see when our children are acting out, there is a message they are sending us. And then us as parents, when we are reacting to them, we also need to understand that we fail in terms of training them on how to be human beings, successful human beings. So those are the things I do. For corporates, I really do a great deal of work with mental health in the workplace, teamwork. What do we clash about? How can we optimize our teams so that we, using psychological and mental wellness tools in order for people to feel happy at work, because we spend a lot of time in our workplace and personality clashes are huge. However, we can learn how to rise above that. And that's why today we are talking about retraining our nervous system to feel safe. Yes.
All right. And how can all these categories of people that we've mentioned be able to reach you even as you continue?
Yes. I have a website, www.gracekariuki.co.ke, and you can also WhatsApp me at 0797 490 404. 0797 490 and you can find me on all social media handles. Therapist Grace Kariuki on Facebook, and also Instagram and TikTok.
All right.
And YouTube. I have a lot of content on YouTube, Live by Design with Grace Kariuki. And I started that channel in 2019, so I have a lot of information there.
All right.
Yes.
So that is Grace. Karibu sana, Grace.
Asante.
And today we are now going deeper into the practicality of what we talked about last week.
Yes.
But first things first, when we say convincing the nervous system it is safe, what does that actually mean in simple terms?
Now, in simple terms, it means there is what we call fight flight.
Yeah.
Whenever you are in a stressful space, what happens is that there is a lot of chemicals that are released into your system. And when they are released into your system, we normally go into panic mode.
Yeah.
So we feel, we don't feel okay. So we are going to act in certain ways to keep ourselves safe, to self-preserve. And so that is why we say that your nervous system protects you from perceived danger or known danger.
Yeah.
So the body is going to learn how to protect you because of repetition.
Okay.
And so your nervous system is the system that God gave you to sense when there is danger. That is number one. And also to sense when there is excitement. Because then when I have a lot of money, I win the lottery, or I am going to get married, or, there are so many things that we do. Or I get a new job, I get a promotion, my child has passed exams. There are things that, there are emotions that we have, which are now a high level of excitement. Now, I usually say excitement is not always positive. It can also be negative, which means that you are on high alert. So you have a lot of adrenaline, a lot of dopamine within your body. And what we are saying is that from the time we were born, the environment that we grew up in trained us on how to keep ourselves safe. Now let me give an example. When a child cries, a baby cries, they are sending some information to say, hey, I need attention. Can somebody listen to me? So when that child cries and nobody is coming to their rescue, what do they learn? That there is nobody to help me, that this world is not safe. When a child cries and then mom is quick to come, facial expression, the way they talk to the baby, eye contact, that baby feels safe. You see? So you can imagine now when we think about how we were raised. And this is not against our parents. We are not demonizing anybody. We are talking about experience.
Exactly.
So what happens is that now, if I cry and I'm a baby, and then because I'm a baby, I don't know how to live in this world. I don't have language. So when I cry and then I am punished for the crying, or I am ignored, then what happens is that I begin to develop what we call insecure attachment. That's why you have heard me. Last year we talked about the attachment style. We talked about temperament. Temperament is the way you are wired. The way God created you. Introvert, extrovert, ambivert. Now and that is your mental health, really. How you feel, how you think, and how you act. They are all connected. So when I am in a space, when I feel whatever the trigger that happens, the situation, the person, whatever is going on, it triggers an automatic thought. And so the thought might be, oh gosh, this is not safe. Immediately, these things happen so quick. Immediately, my body reacts to that. And I start to feel something. What is that feeling? The emotion is fear. The emotion is anxiety. The emotion might be excitement. I'm happy. You see, so what happens then, these feelings, they are going to grow and they will become an action. I will have to act on it. So that is why it's important to understand your nervous system is created to protect you. Now, those who attended the class last week, and by the way, we had a good turnout on Saturday, and we talked about the three phases of your, or they call it a ladder, your nervous system ladder, which is fight or flight. That is called your sympathetic nervous system. Number 2, there is what we call parasympathetic. Now, the fight or flight, it increases a lot of reaction. You become hyper alert. So you are aroused, you are ready for action. Now, the parasympathetic system is usually you are balanced. So you feel these things, but immediately you are not feeling that you are afraid. You may feel the fear, but immediately you go to safety because you perceive, or your logical self tells you, no, this is not a danger. For instance, if I see a dog and I don't know whether the dog is dangerous or not, I will shtuka, so my body will go into that high alert, ready for action. But then I realize, he is not danger. He's not going to charge at me. So what do? I go back to balance.
Right.
So I can handle that. The other part of the nervous system is called the dorsal nervous system. This is the shutdown. This is where we silent treatment. This is where we overthink. This is where we withhold, we withdraw. We go into what now we call shutdown mode. So all the energy to do anything goes away. Now, when you think about those 3 states, the first one, which is the sympathetic one, that one, people who stay on high alert, they struggle with anxiety.
Okay.
The fear of the unknown. They, depending on their temperament, and this is why I need people to understand all these things are connected. It is not one or the other. They are all connected. So if you are a choleric and you are in that sympathetic system space, the first thing you are going to do is to act out. You will be aggressive. So you are going to speak with aggression, you are going to fight, you're going to go out. Your energy will lead you to protect yourself by being outward focused. If you are a sanguine, you will do the same thing because these are what we call now extroverts. They engage outwardly. Now the persons who are the phlegmatics and the melancholics, who are now the introverts, when their nervous system is triggered to feel unsafe or to have high levels of emotion, what they will do, they will draw in. So the energy goes down. Their energy goes down. So what do they say? They say, I don't have motivation.
Right.
You see? So they feel they don't want to do anything, they don't want to see anybody, they don't want to talk with anyone. You see? So those are the two spaces where your nervous system is feeling insecure. That's the way it's reacting. I hope it makes sense.
A lot.
So the middle part, which is now the parasympathetic system, this is where we want to stay. It's recovery. It's about recovery and reconnection. So you see the other two, they go into self-preservation. So they actually leave their relationships. For instance, if I come in to work and then we have a conflict with someone, if I am an introvert, I shut down. I shut down connection, conversation, and I don't want to see anyone. You see, when I am the extrovert, what I will do is I will release a lot of energy by talking too much, by calling people names, by really inflicting some pain. You see, it is important for us to understand that.
All right, well explained.
Yes.
I'm digesting every explanation.
Yes.
And you've actually given these 3 states in a very simple and practical way.
Yeah.
Now, most people find it very difficult to move to stage 2,
Yes.
the parasympathetic stage,
Yes.
whereby they need to strike a balance.
Yes.
They are stuck in the survival mode.
Yes.
Is there a possibility
Yes.
where someone's nervous system is still in the survival mode
Yes.
without them realizing it?
Yeah. Oh yes. A lot of times. That's why we keep repeating.
Okay.
And a lot of times in my work, I will have individuals who will, when we do, that's why if you come to me for therapy, we have to talk about your growing up years.
Okay.
And you will find some people who will eventually, within the second session, they have connected that they are acting the same way they saw the people who took care of them acting.
Okay.
And also we do have things, the things that are passed from family to family. They are really monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
They are more of behaviors that we see that are modeled to us, and even though we don't like them, nobody has modeled for us the other way.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So we, like the way we tell children, stop jumping up and down, but we are not telling them, what do I do with this energy?
Yeah.
Because when a child is jumping up and down, they are telling you their nervous system has too much energy and they need to release it.
Okay.
That's why children, after they have had a lesson, they have a break.
Okay.
Because they have been sitting and they have been holding on to all this energy, and now it's time to release. That's why when we are raised to become children who, our childhood is robbed when we become parentified. So you don't know how to, I am telling you, I am an example. I don't know how to relax.
Yeah.
Because I was trained, my nervous system was trained to protect others.
Okay.
So I don't have time to, because when I play, then I get punished. You see, but children are supposed to play. I remember when I came to Nairobi and I was looking for a school for my sons.
Yeah.
And I went to all these schools and I'm like, amna kiwanja. Because I remembered when I grew up, we used to have this, when you go for break, wanakimbia huko, watoto wanakimbia, wanafurahi. And then after school, before you go home, you have games, you have all this stuff going on.
Yeah.
But then when you come to a school where children are not given that, then sometimes the misbehavior, the overreaction of children who are going to be diagnosed as having ADHD might be their nervous system is not allowed to release the tension that is there.
And talking about that,
Yes.
Grace, now, that makes me think, is it right now for us who are raising these children to have a structure just like the school does?
Yes. Yes, it's very, so parents who you are constantly telling your children not to play, you are taking away something that is necessary for them to be able to release whatever because every day our nervous system is collecting data. It is collecting data. So it is important to understand that when you are struggling now as an adult, and you struggle with reactions, these reactions I'm talking about, either you are overreacting or you are underreacting.
Yeah.
You are shutting down, or you are really causing a lot of chaos around your relationships. You need to pay attention to your body.
Okay.
And this is important. Now, this is what it is. So I did a class on CBT. CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy. So we were looking at how your thinking patterns impact how you feel about yourself and the world.
Okay.
So the second thing, after you have figured out what you are thinking, because your thinking is what releases the chemical reactions that put your body on alert. And some of us, myself, it is shut down, you see, because I'm a phlegmatic melancholic. So I'm a double introvert.
Yeah.
So what do? I pull away. And I will pull away in many ways, which we will continue to identify. So what we want to do is to understand, in order for you to go a step further, this self-awareness is great. We did emotional intelligence, and we talked about pause as one of the tools you need to use. Immediately your body goes into motion. You can tell when your mood has changed.
Okay.
Immediately it happens. Then you need to kind of take care of the body. This is where now how you take care of your nervous system. You need to stop and think through. That is number one. Number two, you need to bring your body, your physical body, into a space of balance. How? By breathing.
Okay.
You see, a lot of people are seeing all this stuff on social media about take a breath. There is a song that is called Breathe. you know, that you need to breathe, because what does breathing do for you? It brings your body back to safety in this way.
Grace, you are reading my mind, because I really wanted to know the importance of breathing. And I was just about to ask, how important is breathing in regulating the nervous system?
Yes, imagine breathing is one of the most important aspects of your well-being.
Okay.
When we are under stress and when we are excited, whether it is distress or eustress, we all know those are two. There is, when we talk about stress, there is good stress and there is bad stress or negative stress. So when you are there, you don't breathe properly. So people need to kind of know their body. So when I'm in myself, when I go into that space of nervous system has been dysregulated, my heart beats so fast. Okay. So which means that the oxygen within, so I'm not breathing well. The oxygen that I need in order for my body to be in balance is not enough. So I'm panting. I feel like I am constricted. My chest tightens up. So what we want to do is to learn that breathing is the one of the most important tools to bring us back to safety. Okay. Because when you breathe, you are also taking pause before you act.
You're right.
So I have seen people who will say, okay, Grace, breathe, breathe. So, and even when we are in labor as women, they train us, you know, Lama's classes, they train us to breathe through the pain. Okay. You see, because when you are breathing, your body is not tight. Even when I go for workouts, we do the strength training, and your body is feeling a certain way. You are feeling some muscles you didn't know they exist. And then the trainer will tell us, okay, breathe, and we will do all that. Breathe and stretch, you see. So it is important for us to understand that in itself is going to bring your to activate your recovery. Think about your parasympathetic system as your recovery. Okay. Now, what we are saying, we are not saying that you will ever be free from the fight flight. Okay. Because that's the way God created you. You need that to be able to protect yourself, to be able to know what actions to do. But the problem with us is that this alarm system, which is called your nervous system, what happens is that we just act on it without really sitting back and saying, what action do I need to do? Okay. So what do? So we are young people who are dating. So you call, he doesn't respond. She doesn't respond. You call again and again. Your nervous system is already what? Up. There is danger.
You start suspecting.
You start to do the brain now begins to really create a narrative. And the emotions are triggered. Now the chemicals continue to be triggered. So what happens? By the time you have called 6 times, your body is completely on what? On high alert. So you either block them for the night without, and you have already made up your mind that they are ignoring you. Exactly. In fact, you have a vision in your mind, your picture you have created, how they are looking at that phone and they are saying, "Nasa huyu ananisumbua kwa nini?" You see? So there is importance in being able to say to yourself, when when I have been triggered, I need to pause. And one of the ways to pause is to breathe. Okay. So these are very simple things. And a lot of people may not, they will just think, but it is important. So breathe. It doesn't matter how you breathe. Okay. Just breathe. Number 2, walk away from the space where you are, where you are feeling the trigger. Okay. So for instance, if I am in the living room and I feel my mood has shifted, I need to wake up and go, if I can go to the balcony, if I can go outside and go breathe. Because when you leave the place where it is you are being triggered, or where the trigger happened, then you, first of all, you can't see them, or you can't see it, or so what you have done is you have shifted yourself, and now when you go away, as you breathe, you can also ground yourself. You see?
Yeah.
So those two things, I want to see whether people will practice.
Okay.
Because that is the way you start the process of healing your nervous system.
All
Now,
right.
there are other things that we will talk about.
Uh-huh.
Now, let me say this. Number one, when we have been in chaotic homes growing up, what happens is that we develop strategies of being safe and keeping other people safe. So, for instance, if I grew up where my mother would shout, my father would shout, or shut down, whichever it is. The moment I see that now as an adult, you see, my system learned how to catch danger, how to see when it memorized danger signs. So what happens today when we are talking and somebody shifts their tone, I go into panic. Immediately. I see it in my sessions. When two people are there and one of them is talking, the other one starts to do something, and the one who was talking stops. You see, that is why I don't like to tell you these things. Why? Because the body language that has just happened, the person who was talking and then they panicked because they have a memory. Their body has a memory.
The body remembers.
Yes, it has a memory. So this is not insecurity. No, this is strategy.
Okay.
But it is strategy that you are not aware of. You see? So let me give you another one. Somebody sighs. So we are talking there and they go like, you see? What does my nervous system interpret that to mean? Rejection. Abandonment. I am not interesting.
Exactly.
I'm not valued. So what am I going to do? I am going to go into now either fight, flight, or I'm going to go into freeze and shut down. You see? But there is nobody who has told me, I hate you, I don't like you, you are boring. Nobody has said that. But your nervous system learned that when people act a certain way, it means. And those days, it did. Because maybe when there was a sigh, people stopped hearing you, listening to you, they dismissed you. The other one, when there is pause, when people are quiet, silent treatment, what does it mean? It means your nervous system interprets it to mean that something awful, something bad is going to happen. You see, I remember my father would not necessarily beat us in the moment. For the most part, myself, because I'm the firstborn, I remember. He would tell me, I don't know about the others. I don't know what they remember. Unajua tunalelewa in the same house. When you start telling each other stories, you realize, wewe tulilelewa na wewe. So my father would say, what I remember. He would say, tutaonana jioni. So guess what? The rest of the day, I am in survival mode. How am I? Now, survival mode means I am not safe and I'm trying to figure out how to protect myself.
Exactly.
And I'm feeling helpless. Because what am I going to do? Sita toroka. That's the reason some kids run away from home.
Exactly.
Because they've been just thinking, what is going to happen? And then we say, ataniua. I remember long time ago, a student, alikuwa amefanya Kenya. So alikuja akaniambia, Madam Grace, if I go home, my father is going to kill me. And you know now for me, because you see that is what we call the worst case scenario,
exactly.
which is a nervous system way of managing a situation like that because of helplessness and powerlessness. So what she was, so I told her, I said to her, okay, let's chambua this. How will he kill you? Will he use a knife? A gun? She started to laugh, and I said, I'm not making light of what you're saying, but I'm trying to bring you back to reality.
Okay.
Let's come off of this fight flight and actually look at it. And we did, and she eventually went home. And true, the father did not talk to her for a while. But isn't that normal?
Yeah.
I mean, mtoto wangu nimekulipia alafu tena umekuwa deferred for a whole year. The father reacted as a human being.
Yeah.
You see? So there are so many things that when we are going through the process of healing our nervous system, we've got to know ourselves, our cycles, and our triggers and all of that.
Okay.
So now, because your system has internalized memory and it has become your way of being.
Yeah.
Because immediately you go into self-preservation where you are not feeling safe, your nervous system is going to bring up memory. It's going to act according to the memory.
Yeah.
And that is why it's important for us to deal with the nervous system now so that we stop reacting subconsciously to things, and we keep saying to ourselves every year, nilianza sikumaliza. Nilianza sikumaliza. You know, I have a book that is with a publisher. It's been there. I started writing that book in 2019. So when I'm talking to people today, in fact, when I'm talking to people today, it's not because me I'm perfect. I am not. Because as a phlegmatic, I struggle with shame and fear.
All right.
You see? Now, I will say this. I don't struggle with shame and fear as general because I have done a lot of healing along the path. But they are specific. That's why I said know your triggers.
Okay.
There are specific things. There are a couple of people, and I have come to realize, because I really struggled with connecting with my father. Since let me read something here. So when we have been we learned. So if somebody is ignoring you, for instance, for me as a child, I felt that my father did not see me. So what did I do as a phlegmatic melancholic, especially the melancholic part? I spent a lot of my time trying to interpret his avoidance.
All right.
You see? So trying to figure out, so why did he do that? Now, there are people, because my father was an authority figure, I have found throughout my life, when I cannot predict a boss, somebody who has any kind of authority over me, they are not open to me. When I cannot predict that, I live with a lot of trying to figure it out.
All right.
To read their cues, to read their emotion. If they call me, I go into, okay, what do they want? What did I? So the question that I ask all the time with these people who trigger me into that panic space is, what did I do?
Okay.
So I never think, maybe they are calling me because I did something good. And that is what now we call the fear of punishment.
All right.
You see, because as children, I equated my father's non-attention to me as a sign that I am not a good child. So even when we get married, again, we are looking at this person who is supposed to add value to us. Whenever they act in a certain way, then we go into panic. And so as an introvert, you're not going to say something. You're going to sit back, pull away, and then freeze, and then you are going to ruminate.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what is the problem so I can fix it.
All right. And talking about fixing, Grace,
yes.
we have people on their top list of the resolutions they have written down this year,
Yes.
is that I need to accomplish what I had intended to do
Yes.
last year.
Yes.
All right. If it is looking for a spouse,
Yes.
if it is looking for a new environment to live in,
Yeah.
they have been thinking about that.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
There is willpower. But now, talk to us. Why is it that willpower alone is not enough when the nervous system feels unsafe?
Yes. Now, I'm going to give you a few things. If you are the kind of person who stays on high alert and then you have a lot of this visible energy, which is now restlessness, a lot of activity, all that, you are just moving around without any plan.
Yeah.
I want to encourage you to sit down every night and create a to-do list.
Okay.
You see, now when you do that, some people, especially the extroverted people, if you have a to-do list and you check off, you feel a lot of that para systematic space.
Yeah.
You're going to feel balance and recovery.
Yeah.
So you started off by saying, oh my goodness, I don't know where to start. I have to do this, I have to do that. So when you write it down, what happens is that your brain goes back to reconnecting, and it goes back now to balance,
Okay.
or recovery. Now, once you see that, when you go to sleep, you're not going to be trying to figure it out, because you can easily say, I already have a plan.
Yeah.
You see, now I want to say this: if you have goals that you keep trying to do every day, what you're going to do is to allow yourself to make them smaller.
All right.
That's why I said last time that I don't do yearly goals. I like to do monthly or quarterly.
Okay.
Because now it can be very specific. Because now I can say this year, this month, this is what I am focusing on. So I want to encourage those who have you have motivation. But the doing is difficult.
Very difficult.
That's what I'm saying. Try to create a plan for every day. Before you go to bed, you go and rest. Take your 5 minutes. Go somewhere after the kids have slept and your spouse is asleep, or go somewhere and sit down and say, okay, breathe in first, and then relax, and then take a pen and a paper. And find a notebook and write every day what you want to do, what you want to accomplish. In the evening, when you have finished your day, again go back and look at what you have accomplished today and check off. And then what you didn't accomplish today, allow yourself to put it on tomorrow's to do.
All right.
You see, when we are dealing with people, mood disorders are very overwhelming. And we just go with it. But when you want to manage your moods, what you want to do is to create a doable plan. Okay. And try that for a week. Just try that for a week. I was trying to pray. The phlegmatic sometimes is very complacent. Yeah. And so I was praying because we in our family we have somebody who's a child who's going to in 10th senior school,
grade 10.
And you see, I was talking to my sister, one of my sisters. Her son is in grade 8, I think, or 9, something like that. Anyway, so she was telling me, hey, I have realized for you to put your child into grade 10 senior school, you need, the first time, you need a cool 100,000.
Look at that.
Yeah. When you think about everything you have to buy, that first term.
Wow.
And she told me, I have decided I am going to be saving at least every week. Yes. I put something in Mshwari. Yeah. And to prepare for when he is going, and I'm going to join Sijuya Sako or something, table banking. Yeah. I'm going to focus on how to prepare for that unknown. Yeah. You see? So what happened when we were growing up? We learned that you don't plan for the future.
Exactly.
You see? Yeah. We never planned. But now, when we are in this space, I want to encourage you. Do that. But I know everybody has been to a goal setting class, and we have spent a lot of money and time setting. Now I'm telling you, start having daily goals. So you see that, like this book that I am talking about.
Yeah.
For me to be able to get this book published, I've got to create small steps. And I know one of my thing, I always tell people, because of growing up in poverty and believing that only rich people can be able to build wealth, I never thought that people actually build wealth.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought they grow up with wealth.
With wealth.
You see? So one of the for me, and I'm giving this as an example, for me, the thing that my nervous system, when I think about that goal to publish that book, my nervous system goes into survival mode because hakuna pesa.
Okay.
So the moment I see how much it is, so now for me is to be able to start saving little. So I can say to myself, between now and April, I'm going to at least save 100 shillings or whatever it is, 10,000 shillings. I'm going to be able to save that much. So how do I get there? I look at the numbers. The thing is that their nervous system normally goes into subconsciousness.
Okay.
So we are not picking and doing practical things now, because immediately we go into a nervous system dysregulation. We are no longer using our logical mind.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Wow. Grace, you've really brought out all these aspects very well and very simply to make it very understandable to the listener who's feeling stuck, who's feeling demotivated.
Yes.
Well said. Do you have a class this Saturday?
Yes. Now, after we did the free class on healing the nervous system.
Yes.
I have 4 classes for the next 4 Saturdays.
Okay.
It will be the 3 Saturdays in this month, and then the first one in February. The class is a paid class. Now that one is paid class. And I'm going to help us hold each other accountable, but also help us to learn our own ways of being able to be successful in shifting the nervous system into safety.
Okay.
And small things like now what I have said today. You feel overwhelmed about something, create a plan, a small plan.
Yeah.
Tomorrow nitafanya aje.
Okay.
You see? Yeah. And then also remember, if you panic because of these things, you know, shift in tone causes you to panic. Silence causes you to overthink what did I do wrong, or the rejection because of the way somebody has shifted. Please allow yourself to say to yourself, I am no longer in a unsafe place. I can speak or I can ask.
All right.
Yeah.
So this Saturday, my dear listener, tap into that class. All right. Send a text on 0797 490 404. Right? Send a text on that number, and Grace will be giving directions on how you can join the rest that are already ongoing with this beautiful class, so you can understand yourself. This 2026, we said, you purpose to understand yourself first. Why? Because sometimes our relationships are the way they are because of the way I am. My spouse is the way they are because of the way I am. So purpose to know yourself, all right? And that is why Grace is giving this opportunity to tap into this particular class this Saturday. It is going to be on Zoom.
Yeah, it's going to be on Zoom.
From what time?
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
At the comfort of your bedroom, at the comfort of your sitting room, you will be able to attend those sessions. 0797 490 404, or check out the website www.gracekariuki.co.ke. Grace, thank you so much for your time.
You are so welcome, and thank you for having me.
All right, mimi wiki imeanza already. My dear listener, wacha mimi niende zangu. Thank you so much for your company. Let's do this again tomorrow, God willing. Kwaheri.
The Catholic Radio for All.
This is Radio Waumini 88.3 FM.